What up, guys? Like I promised on Monday's rapid reaction, today we are going to be discussing my first and second round picks for the NCAA tournament. Before we dive into that, I just want to let you guys know, for all the people who either have never watched the lacrosse finals before or are new to the sport, I just want to kind of let you guys know on the schedule of what happens and how it all goes down. So welcome to your NCAA preview. So for the tournament schedule, there are 26 teams in total that make the tournament. How it works, so there's 13 automatic qualifiers, so there's 13 different leagues within Division I lacrosse. Each winner from that league in their league tournament gets an automatic qualifier into the NCAA tournament. So there's 13 of those. Then there are 13 at-large bids. Those go to the teams who maybe didn't do as well in their tournament to win, but they've had a very successful season all year long, have been a ranked opponent game in and game out. So in total, 26 teams make up the tournament. In terms of a number of games, so how many games you could possibly play, you can possibly play in 5 games. There's the first round, the second round, the quarterfinals, Final Four, and the national championship. Now, if you're a top 8 seed, so the top 8 opponents, you get a top 8 seed. You get to host a game. Top 6 seeds get a bye. So for Maryland, UNC, Florida, Penn State, Princeton, and Syracuse, they all get byes in the first round. Number 7 seed Penn and number 8 seed Stony Brook, they don't get a bye, but they get to host the games. So the first round games will be hosted at the 7th and 8th seed, or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very complex. From there, in terms of home games, it honestly depends on which higher seed wins. So if Maryland were to beat either Towson or High Point, they would continue to host in the quarterfinals. But let's say if a lower seed upends a higher seed, then the lower seed still gets to host in the next round. Home field advantage is so important. You love to play at home. You play better when you're in your routine. So that is a reward for these top 8 programs who have done so well all season. They get to play at home and be a little more comfortable. In terms of dates, first round, May 12th. That's Friday. Woo! Second round's May 14th. Quarterfinals are either on May 20th or May 21st. It just depends on TV time mostly. Last year we were on Sunday and we knew the 3 teams that were in the Final Four before we even played. Just depends on TV. Semis are May 26th and May 28th is the national championship at Gillette Stadium up in Boston at 11 a.m. Hopefully the Terps are in it. So now that you know a little bit about the setup of the tournament, what happens, how they get in, now it's time to go through my first and second round picks. Woo! So first bracket we're going to talk about is Maryland's bracket. They will play the winner of Towson or High Point. Towson and High Point are going to play at College Park on Friday, and I think Towson's going to win that one. So I think it's going to be an in-state matchup between Maryland and Towson. I think the Terps got that one. On the other side of that mini bracket, Northwestern is playing Albany and Bryan is playing Stony Brook up in Long Island at Stony Brook. So Stony Brook's the 8th seed. They're hosting all those games. In the first round matchup between Northwestern and Albany, I had the privilege of watching Northwestern play yesterday. I think they're going to win that one against Albany. And I think Stony Brook is going to beat Bryan. So I think we're looking at a Northwestern-Stony Brook matchup in the second round. And I'm giving a slight edge to Stony Brook in that one. So out of the 7 teams that are in that first mini bracket, I think Maryland and Stony Brook are going to be the teams that make it to the quarterfinals. Hopefully hosted at Maryland. On the other mini bracket, but on the same side as Maryland. So whoever wins this mini bracket plays the winner of Maryland's mini bracket, which is hopefully Maryland, obviously. We have number 5 Princeton up against either Cornell or Notre Dame. I've personally played against both Cornell and Notre Dame and Princeton. But Cornell and Notre Dame are extremely well coached, extremely smart teams. Both had very, very good seasons this year. I give Notre Dame the edge in that one. So I think Notre Dame is going to beat Cornell. And then in the Princeton-Notre Dame matchup, I'm calling for an upset and I'm going for Notre Dame. I have a bunch of friends on Notre Dame and I just want to see them do well. So that's kind of where my one of my upsets is. On the other side of that, we have JMU and Louisville battling it out to play number 4 Penn State. This is my upset alert of the first round. I'm calling you Louisville beats JMU. I don't really know much about the programs this year, but that's my bet. But I think Louisville's gonna get stopped by Penn State. So it'll be a Penn State-Notre Dame matchup at Penn State in the quarterfinals. That's my bet. So that was one side of the bracket. Those teams will eventually meet to become one for the national championship. Whoever, the winner out of those 13 teams will come together to be the one that goes in the national championship. We'll see my picks for those later. Now, on the flip side, the other side of the bracket, the first mini bracket, we have Florida playing the winner of either Southern Cal or Jacksonville. I have Southern Cal. They're my friend. I play with Alyssa and Dev. Played with Lindsay in the past at US. I think they're extremely well coached. I think they're gonna win that matchup, but I think they're coming into a competition with a really good Florida team in that second round, and I have Florida winning that battle. On the other side of that mini bracket, Boston College and Canisus are playing in the first round. Whoever wins that is going to be playing Syracuse. I have BC going into that second round matchup against Cuse with good old Syracuse coming out on top. It wouldn't be NCAA lax without Syracuse going pretty far. So I think in that second round, or in that quarterfinal matchup on next week, I have a Florida-Syracuse match for the quarterfinals. That is gonna be a battle. And in the last mini bracket, we have UNC as the number 2 seed. That's the top seed in that mini bracket. They are going to have to face either Elon or UVA. I have Virginia winning that. I've seen them play. Elon had a very hot year, but I have to go with UVA. That's what my gut's telling me. I think they're gonna run into a really strong UNC team though, and I think UNC will be playing on quarterfinal Saturday on May 20th. On the flip side of that mini bracket, you have Penn, the number 7 seed, hosting Navy. I have Penn going into that. Played against Penn. They're so methodical, so smart. Don't really know much about Navy, so that's kind of me being a little clueless there. I have Penn going up against either Colorado or Massachusetts. That's the last game of the first round. I have Colorado winning that. I saw them play against Stony Brook. They're pretty good. But overall, I have Penn winning that matchup. So I have UNC playing Penn in the quarterfinals of that little mini bracket. So, in case you couldn't follow all that, I have the winners for second round. Maryland, Towson, Northwestern, Stony Brook, Princeton, Notre Dame, Louisville, Penn State, Florida, USC, BC, Syracuse, Penn, Colorado, UVA, and UNC, all playing on Sunday, May 14th in that second round. From there, because obviously it's the first and second round matchups that we're worried about right now, in the quarterfinals hosted next Saturday or Sunday, I have Maryland, Stony Brook, Notre Dame, Penn State, Florida, Syracuse, Penn, and UNC. That's a lot of margin for error. There's a lot of games that could happen. And the best thing about tournament time is anyone could win. So we'll see where I'm wrong. Hopefully it's not the Terps. So that's a wrap. We're not looking any farther right now. Please comment below with your picks. So if you go to ncaa.com and find the printable bracket version, challenge me with all of these picks. This is my first round of picks, and see how you stack up. I'll see ya on Friday for a very special contest. Woo!